Hi everyone. Welcome to Virtual Career Fair 2026. It's such an honor to have such a diverse and talented group of companies, professional, and student gather here today. This event represents not just an opportunity to connect with top employers, but also a celebration of innovation, ambition, and growth for our community. Whether you're here to explore a new career path, seek professional guidance, or just simply broaden your horizon, this virtual career fair is designed to empower you and inspire success. We're truly excited to begin this journey with you all today. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Sarissa Kongduang, or Lisa. I'm the president of Association of Thai Students in the United States of America, or ATSA. On behalf of ETSA, I would like to warmly welcome you to this collaborative initiative hosted alongside our value partners, JOBTOPGUN. This event is not just a platform for recruitment, but a gateway to discover your potential, building meaningful network, and gain valuable insight that could shape your future. To begin with, I would like to share some brief overview of who we are and the value we uphold. The Association of Thai Students in the United States of America, ETSA, established in 2020, serve as a center platform for communication, networking, and collaboration along Thai student organizations across the U.S. ETSA objective includes facilitating collaboration and communication among Thai students across the U.S. university, promoting career development, talent retention, and reducing brain drain, strengthening connection across Thai students of all generations, supporting cultural transition, and building strong Thai community in the U.S. So, with this, the Virtual Career Fair 2026 was born, and this is the third year already. This event is about more than just job hunting. It's about creating a meaningful professional opportunity, fostering collaboration, and empower Thai students to shape their future career. Next, I would like to introduce Kun Wasin Shana Tepaporn, the Executive Vice President of JobTopGun. JobTopGun expertise and continued support has been instrumental in making this event a reality. Kun Wasin and his team at JobTopGun has consistently innovated within the recruitment space, providing platform that connect talent with opportunity. And I would like to invite Kun Wasin to share some few words.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Lisa. So on behalf of JobTopGun, I'm the Executive Vice President here at JobTopGun, and I'm very honored to be hosting the Virtual Career Fair together with ATSA this year. As Lisa said, this is the third year we have been collaborating for this Virtual Career Fair, and I think we're building on very solid foundations from year to year, and we hope to make this more of a success every year. So this virtual career fair, I think, plays a very important role in connecting great talent in the United States and in other countries. Like the UK, we have people joining from Hong Kong, from the UK, from many other countries to connect to job opportunities in Thailand. In the past, we might think of only certain companies when we think about coming back to work in Thailand, but actually the opportunity here in Bangkok, here in Thailand is very vast. And I think our goal and our mission together with ATSA is to be able to connect you with the right jobs, with the right employers to really be a great start to your careers. So I'd like to thank ATSA for organizing this event. It's not a very easy event to organize. It takes a lot of effort and planning from month to month, and to create a platform and community to connect you guys with the right employers. I encourage everyone to take full advantage of today. I think we have more than 20 booths of employers from many different industries, from tech to FMCGs. So we hope to serve you best in whatever industry and whatever job functions you might be interested in. So within the virtual career fair, you can also chat with employers, engage in one-on-one sessions, and really to learn more about the companies and see if it is the right fit for you. So take advantage today, browse through many jobs, apply to many jobs, and I hope you guys find great success with the virtual career fair. Thank you.
Thank you, Kunveris, for your inspiring work and being such a valued partner for this initiative. Now, I would like to take an opportunity to also express my deepest gratitude to these many Thai student association around the world. We have worked with them closely and they have contributed to this event. So we have around 11 organizations that has been working with us closely, which are Samaki Smakom, Association of Thai Student in Hong Kong and Macau, Association of Thai Student in Singapore, Thai Chinese Student Association, Thai Student Association in Japan under Royal Patronage, Thai Student Association in Europe, Thai Student Association in Republic Korea, University of British Columbia Thai Student Association, University of Toronto Thai Student Association, Thai Student Association New South Wales, University of Queensland Thai Student Association. These Thai Student Association unwavering dedication to foster sense of community along Thai student globally has been instrumental in shaping the version of this event. And I'm equally grateful with our Thai Student Association partner in the US as well, whose support has been make this event possible. And also, finally, a special thanks to the participating company that have joined us this year. As Kunvaris say that over 20 companies has been very exciting to talk to everyone here. And these companies offer not only just an opportunity for career growth, but also to share the wisdom and inspiring words to comes from their expertise. Your commitment to investing in this generation of leader are truly commendable. Each of you play a vital role in shaping future of our attendees, and we are incredibly grateful for your participation. And now I would also like to take a moment to spotlight our virtual career fair team that have been working so hard with us for the past 4 months and make this event possible. This team has been exceptional to work with, and from planning logistic coordinating session and design platform feature today, it would not be possible without them. And lastly, I would like to announce the exciting raffle giveaway campaign. So as a token of our appreciation for your engagement today and tomorrow as well, we have some fantastic prize for you to grab. So including Nintendo Switch Lite, Kindle, and $50 Amazon gift cards. And the instruction is really easy. So first, you follow Etsa Korea and also Etsa, the main one on Instagram. Second, you register for the platform of the virtual career fair, which is you guys already done it because you are here. And also complete their profile. So with the completing profile is very easy. You just fill out some missing information like your birthday and your location of like where's like your citizenship, take your personality test, take strength test, and then you share these tests like persona tests on Instagram story and tag Atsa. And lastly, you just attend at least one session of the VCF, which you guys are already here. So you already done like most of it already to get a chance of winning it. And the winner will be announced after the event, and please kindly check your email. Next, we'll have the startup to stand out topic with our exciting at least me, like for this keynote speaker, which is Dr. Witsiti Wei Kin at 9 a.m. So Thailand time. So please stay tuned for that and yeah, bring in all your questions and all your engagement. We would love to hear from you guys. Thank you.
ได้ยินไหมครับผมมาทดสอบระบบแล้วฮัลโหลฮัลโหลฮัลโหล
All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the virtual career fair. And as Lisa said, now we are at a very, very special time of a fireside chat, also with a keynote speaker. Today we are with Dr. Vid Sittirehin, and of course, some of you may have heard of him, some of you may have not, but he definitely has many, many amazing stories and many, many interesting stories. So without further ado, for this session, I would love to warmly welcome Dr. Wid onto our live session. สวัสดีค่ะ Dr. Wid.
Good
I'm
morning.
sure a
Good
lot.
morning. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly great. I'm wonderful. How are you?
Very well. How shall I say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening? Because I don't know what time zone are all of you in. But here in
That's
Bangkok
true.
is good morning.
That's true. We have viewers from, I believe, all around the world, from Thailand, from the United States right now. I think Japan, the UK, various places. So thank you
Oh,
everyone
really?
for
All around
coming
the
here
world,
as
all
well.
around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Thank you
Yep.
very much for having invited me here for this young and promising young generation for Thailand from around the globe.
Of course. And thank you so much for coming here as well and being a speaker. It's amazing. So this session, we're just going to be back and forwarding some questions and Q&As, mostly just asking and getting to know more about you and your successes and what you've done. And it's going to be kind of like that. So without further ado, I'd like to just start with like a simple and quick question. So if you want to, you can introduce yourself quickly, but also if you could talk about how you ended up doing your current job or how you ended up doing your current job, if you want to talk about that.
Well, I mean, this is quite simple questions, but it might require many minutes in order to elaborate that. Well, I like all of you. When I was young, I had many dreams. I'm the product of Thai education. Back in Thailand, and had many dreams. But finally, whichever dream that I had, it seems that I never do that. For example, initially I dreamt of being a military cadet when I was young, but due to my family background, my dad came from China, therefore I'm a son of immigrant, so I'm disqualified from being there in the military cadet and failed to become the military officers. And then I entered Chulalongkorn University, Department of Political Science, and afterwards, when I went to work in provincial administration in Prachuap Khiri Khan, well, of course, in the junior year or in the third year of university, every one of us would have sent to work in the Department of Local Administration. And I was assigned to work 2 weeks in Prachuap Khiri Khan. Well, even though I dreamt of working there, Department of Local Administration, but I found the job is so black and white, it's so extremely boring. So I think, well, what should be my next dream? I never discover anything, so I let it go. When I went to the UK, I have no dream whatsoever. I simply work, I simply live my life with no dream. Until one day, 1997, at that time, the economic crisis hit Thailand. And I think, well, I should do this. In comparison to other countries, economic of other countries still prosper, but not Thailand. So I wish to work in a multinational companies. And to cut the story short, 2 years after, I start working in a multinational company. That is BMW, a car manufacturer from Bavaria, south of Germany. I worked there for 7 years, and I learned truly a lot. After 7 years, I cannot get along well with my boss. So I left the company and I worked with something in which I had never had in my mind. I work in banking sector. Imagine I study political science. I dream of being a military officer. I work in a car company and I end up in one of the most boring sectors in the world, banking industry. Yeah? For 1 year, but before that, I hate that. But it is extremely useful when I turn 40, when I turn 50. And afterwards, after 1 year, I was sacked from that bank. Of course, with no regret, I learned truly a lot. And for some reason, I end up in the industry that I never think that I would return, media industry. If you tell me when I was young that one day you are destined to be a storyteller, a content creator in digital world when I was 10, that means in the 1980s, I would ask, what the hell is it? Storyteller. what the hell is it? Digital content creator. These professions never existed when I was young. And I end up doing the job that started in the 21st century. This is my story. But don't ask me how. If you ask me how can I end up here, my life here is the accumulation of every single element from my direct experience. It characterized me to end up here without me designing or planning to become one like this.
That's a lot to take in, first of all, but that's like super impressive. Oh, can you hear me? Just to check.
Yeah, I'm together with you.
Oh,
Just
okay, perfect. Sorry.
My earphone doesn't work. It's come from China. So I don't know where it was.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so that's first of all, that's super impressive and that's a lot. And I've heard some of these stories as I was watching some of your podcasts. That's like, first of all, amazing. And it's so diverse. And I just wanted to talk more since about your podcast. I wanted to know, like, this is kind of a two-part question, but the first part is why 8-minute history? Like, why did you decide on doing an 8-minute history podcast, out of all the genres of podcasts that exist nowadays? But not only that, what have been some of your favorite moments or favorite stories to tell from like the podcast out of that?
Well, what delights me most is not the fame, the reputation that I have from that professions, but this falsifies some of the hypotheses. Okay, if you go back there 10 years ago, when people said, well, a gentleman at the age of close to 50 wants to do a podcast on history, what would be the public reaction? That's stupid. That's outdated. No one wants to think about the past. We always think about focusing on the future. So podcast on history is a no. Yeah, and especially when I work for conventional television, will generate no ratings at all. So bury your project. Yeah, because people will not pay interest in it. But finally, it turns to be totally opposite. It attracts people, but a lot of people, and the amount of people who pay their interest or who pay their attention and who like history. I mean, it does not necessarily have to be my episode. This delights me enormously because from my side, I think that no developed country in the world ignore history. If you study in America, it's compulsory, at least in the primary and secondary school, that you have to study either global history or world history or American history. If you go to Korea, it is a requirement for all of the students who enter the entrance university, in which they call Sunan, to take an examination in Korean history. If you go to China, one of the fastest moving country in the world, they pay a lot of attention, even though they focus on AI, scientific revolution, but finally they pay a lot of attention to history. If you go to Japan, of course, they really conserve their historical values, but this did not apply to Thailand at all. Therefore, when I see people paying attention or being interested by history, this is one of the most delightful moments in my career life. Yeah? Let's go back. Why do I do that? This is my personal passion. Therefore, should you have any kind of personal passions that was not very valued by people, don't pay attention to them. It's your life. If you like that, however outdated that subject could be, if you do it well, you can succeed it. Yeah? I had interest in history since I was pretty young, because I was born in one of the most conventional quarter in Bangkok. That's mean not far away from Royal Palace, even though I'm not royalties. Yeah? But I'm surrounded by Royal Palace and many historical places. And as a son of Chinese immigrants, I was brought to watch Chinese historical films several times. And therefore that passion grew in me. And I still got that passion when I went to Europe, especially when I studied in the UK. I'm appealed by historical elements in the UK. When I travel somewhere else in Europe, for example, in Italy and in France, I think, well, history is the foundation of the world nowadays. But I never think of monetizing history. It is simply my passion in which I never think it will make any value to me. But finally, with the arrival of digital world, the broadcasting industry is not limited only to 5-6 channels anymore. Anyone who have that content is able to do the content via what we call is the OTP. That means the open playground for everyone. Those who have passions in history, those who have passions in music, those who have passion in whatever they think are able to do the content. And my content just coincidentally interests people. This is how I explain my career as a podcaster. I would rather call podcaster or content creator rather than influencer because I have no influence in my hand. So I would rather call that content creator.
All right. And just to follow up on that question, since you mentioned, or actually, like a part of the podcast, what do you think do you have like a favorite video that you have, or do you think that there's a video that, let's say, commenters said that, wow, this really changed like how I viewed history, for example, or this had a really big influence on me? Do you think there's one that you have a favorite on, or one that you think you could talk on for days about, maybe even more than, 8 minutes or the casual 20, 30?
Well, for me, I think what excites me about history is the connectivity between history in different regions. Whenever we think about European history, we think of European history as an isolated piece of history without connection to other regions. When, especially the times we think about history, especially when we think about history and we count years in Buddhist era and not in common era or the Anno Domini as in the rest of the world. Therefore, it seems that Thai history is isolated. But one day, when I met some foreigners, 2 days, once I met a German football player whose name is Lars Ricken. He asked me to compare the German history with the Thai history that I narrated to him when he visited Thailand. I failed to do so. Second time, I met professor from Business Institute in Switzerland, whose name is Arturo Brie. He's Swiss Spanish. He was very good in history. But he said, I couldn't make sense of Thai history purely because I could not follow your Buddhist era. Afterwards, I think if I connect history of different regions, because they are interconnected, this delights me the most. So I don't know whether I answer your questions, but this delights me the most. But if you ask me what is my favorite episodes, there are many. Because when people ask me, what is your best episode that you have done so far? I said, the episode that I'm now working on it. If you know Walt Disney, I like one of his statements. He said, you are as good as your next film. If I only focus on what I have done already, I'm not professional. Likewise, if you look at Enzo Ferrari, the founder of the most sportive automotive brand in the world, Enzo Ferrari once said, the best Ferrari is the Ferrari that has not yet built, or the next one. Likewise, I don't have any favorite, but now I'm working on the episode on the rise and fall of US dollars. How US dollars become the major dominant reserve currency in the world. Of course, they defeat the Brits after the Second World War, but they were challenged by the president of France, de Gaulle, in the year 1971. And afterwards, they need to negotiate with the major oil exporter, Saudi Arabia, to re-establish dominance of US dollars. So this is the current episode that I'm now working upon. And the other episode that I try to share with you is the historical development of the world map. Do you know that the map that was hanged in all the classrooms around the world was distorted? Well, this is my passion. But in the future, if I had a chance to do an episode in 2030, by that time I will be 60, reach my retirement age. I will go and look back. What was the history of Thailand in the past 20 years. If I write it now, it will be only news and information. But when the situation becomes clearer, which direction that Thailand would head for, that will be a piece of history in the next 5 years or 4 years.
Okay, okay. I'm super excited now to watch that latest one. I
Real
just saw
soon.
recently, I just saw recently as well. I think it was the history of like Louis Vuitton and its monogram.
Oh, that's the latest one.
Yeah,
That's the latest one. It's complete. I think
yeah.
150 years that they developed the monogram pattern.
Yeah, and that was super interesting as well. So I'm excited for the next one. All right, just to follow along this a little bit on the idea of, you describing that creating this podcast or, like being part of this podcast is definitely something that is more recent or more on trend. But do you think that, storytelling, media, and creative platforms can become meaningful and definitely open new opportunities for like young Thais or young people wanting to start like their career? Do you think this is definitely like a new avenue now? Do you think it's like an important job now that should be respected?
I see your question as a twofold question. Now, the first one is about history itself. The second is about storytelling skills. Two things. History, I think history doesn't teach us things in the past, but rather it enables people to follow history, logical thinking. History are the subject about case studies that happened in the past. Why people in one region make a decision in a certain way. Why other country or other historical actors decide otherwise. What are the interactions? They are logical thinking. And logical thinking in whichever century is the foundation of human intelligence. So it will never cease to be interesting. Otherwise, it would have been wiped out from all curriculum in all the countries. But if you think that's the States studying history, UK, not necessarily to say the stress on history, Japan, China, and so on, they pay attention to history. And therefore, I think it will never cease to be interesting. It will remain valuable. But how will you monetize history? Sometimes you might not be able to monetize that directly, but it enriches your intelligence. Some of them, it could be professions. Some of them, it could be your hobbies. Some of them, it could be elements of your wisdom. So it depends on how you look at it. Yeah? For me, I'm pretty lucky to monetize my passion in history, turn that into financial returns. But some of you might be more valuable than that. It could be the foundation of your wisdom, which is more important. Second form of the answer, storytelling. You don't have to fix your mind that you need to be a podcaster or YouTuber. Soon it will be over, I tell you. When I was young, I think, well, television is ultimate in the world. Newspaper was ultimate. But finally, they were overwhelmed by the new world. Whoever would have think that one day no one will read newspapers? Everyone will turn on their television, not watching television, but streaming content from Netflix and YouTube. Soon it will be over, but the skill storytelling remains very important. Because finally, communications is the first window of opportunity. If you don't know how to communicate well, how can people appreciate your intelligence? If you communicate poorly, people rate you very low. And therefore, storytelling, or in other simple terms, communication, simplifying the subject matters that you have, turns your communication into the way that you convince people. Communicate in a way that you can influence people. Communicate complicated subject matters in a simple version. These are fundamental to your career growth. But I'm not advising any one of you to think, well, one day I will be a podcaster in this particular topics. Like me, when I was young, podcasting never existed. In the next 10 years, you might find, well, I want to do the new career. It doesn't have to, you don't have to limit yourself within the world of 2025, 2026. In the next 5 years, there could be something more appealing and suitable for the young generation than storyteller, than historical podcaster. There could be something else. The world changed. Therefore, don't fix yourself with something ultimate unless you really have the passion in that. Let me share you with one of the story. I met one of a gentleman, and he is a sculptor. He carved marble. That was the skills of Roman time. And I met him and asked, how come? What convinced you to work in this, sorry to say, outdated jobs? He said, my passion lies in marble sculpture. After my graduation in Silpakorn University, I decided to go to be trained in Florence for 8 years without knowing whether or not I will have professions. But finally, he becomes one of the greatest sculptors of his age. So don't fix your mind unless you have a really true passion in it. This is my piece of advice.
Okay. And this is a question from the chat, since I think it's very relevant to the answer that you just gave. But on top of like logical thinking, critical thinking, and communication, how important do you think it is for early career professionals to be informed about history? So just to add on to your answers, if you think there's any more.
I think history is quite important. People would think that they will evolve constantly. Of course, they will evolve constantly. If we look at in the past, you have the Bronze Age, you have the Greek, the Romans, you have the Renaissance, and then you have the Industrial Revolution, Scientific Revolution. But finally, people never change. 3,000 years, 5,000 years ago, there were ambitious people. 5,000 years ago, there were hypocrites people. Many years ago, you have egoist people, self-centric people. Sometimes you have stupid people. Sometimes you have intelligent people. Until today, you can find all these kinds of people. You can still see hypocrite people around you. You can see self-centered people around you. You can see those who betray you all around you. They will never change. History talks to you about that. And in all areas of the world, there are people who is more intelligent than others and lead the way. In every areas of the world, there were inventors who were limited their abilities by rules and regulations. This will be exactly the same. I like Mark Twain, one of the most renowned American literatures of all time. He said, history never repeats itself, but it rhymes. You can't apply it directly, but yet you can learn many things from it because it repeats in some rhythm.
Okay. Thank you for that answer. Okay, and then since we do have some questions flowing in from the Q&A, which also feel free to ask more as well. This is a little bit off topic, but not really. So one of them asked, what's the secret sauce to learning to speak 5 languages?
Okay. First of all, I have to say that I can't command that equally well. Yeah. For example, I can communicate Thai really well. It's mother tongue. My English is not as good. My Italian is pretty good, simply because I listen to radio and I watch the podcast because I follow Italian footballs every day. That's come to passion. German is not bad, but not as good as to discuss politics in front of cameras. My Chinese, unfortunately, I started with Cantonese, so my Mandarin was quite poor. But the motivation coming like this. When I was young, I think that my English was extremely poor in comparison to those who had an opportunities to study their summer times and to study in English-speaking countries. So their English is far better than mine. And I keep saying to myself, you will never be able to master English. This mindset ruined my original abilities. And one day, I failed the examination when I studied at the LSE, and I repeat that to myself again. I will never master English. Until one day, I watched football, and I saw a German football player speaking in Italian fluently. Hey, football player, they are not, sorry to say, they are not scholastic professionals, but they can speak good Italian. And I see some other players, international players, who speak Italian really well when they play in Italy. And I said, hey, that must be some way of learning new languages without having to be extremely intelligent. It's something intuitive. It's something that people should be able to read easily. Luckily, sister of mine who studied in France, discussing about studying somewhere else apart from the UK because my English was poor. And she brought me a cassette tapes, teach yourself Italian, but with a new mindset. And with the mindset that they grew in me. In the introduction part, they said, don't learn it by head. That means don't think about it. Learn it by your heart. That means you simply remember. When you were babies, you start learning without knowing the grammar and anything at all. Once I tell myself, this is not too difficult, simply imitate it, simply memorize it. Finally, I can do it. And when I study other language, I have no pressure because no one can judge whether or not I can speak correctly or not correctly. So I'm free of pressure. That is the reason why I start my new life as far as linguistics is concerned. I learn without comparing to other peers. And I think just sometimes when I make mistakes, I simply correct myself. I learn it with more maturity. When people said, well, your accent is so ugly, so tight, and I said, well, I don't care. But when I was young, I care a lot. But nowadays, even though I speak with very tight accent, but I said, no one cares, as long as people will understand it. So I have a different mindset. And when I speak Italian, I copy. Copy is important. I copy comedian in Italy. I try to make it entertaining. Yeah. So I see language as entertainment. I never see language as study anymore. If it entertains you, you do it really well, easily.
Okay. I mean, first of all, I think your English is phenomenal. Like
Stop.
Nothing wrong with it.
You
But
simply
also,
copy Rowan Atkinson. Do you know Rowan Atkinson?
I think
Mr.
I've
Bean.
heard of the name.
He's Mr. Bean, one of the most comedians.
Oh,
Finally, it's all about copying people. Once you copy him, listen to him and her more often, you incorporate them into yourself. Not by thinking, but by passion.
mhm. Do you have maybe a sixth language in the making or in the plans?
Well, actually, I want to study another 2 languages, which is quite, I have passion in it, but I still didn't have time to do it. One is Arabic, because I'm in love with, the Arabian civilization. And when I see that script, I'm in love with Arabic script. It's so beautiful. It's so aesthetic. And I've got a lot of Muslims friends, and I think I really wish to discuss Arabic with them. And second is, of course, Japanese. I found that Japanese and Chinese, their kanji, it's quite similar to Chinese script, but I'm not able to master that at all. Once I attempted to learn Japanese, but I failed totally. So I go back to refresh my Chinese. But these are 2 languages that I really wish to learn.
That's amazing. I hope one day I can be like a polyglot too.
Oh, you must be able to. All men were created equal. Thomas Jefferson said that. Yeah, all of us are equally intelligent, but just sometimes we couldn't find a key to open that door. But one day, if you're passionate enough, you develop your way of learning new languages, and you must be able to achieve that easily. I tell you, all of you.
Okay, so we have another question from the chat. So it's, do you have any advice for someone who is struggling to get a job in Thailand at an early career stage, for example, junior level? They already have some internship experience, but they're not a Thai citizen.
Actually, I never had the experience as an intern, because when I was young, back in the year 1988, 89, 90s, internship was open in big corporates, was open to only to those who were able to speak English, but of course that didn't apply to me. Yeah, so I didn't have any place, and the curriculum does not encourage people to go for intern. Yeah, so I might not be able to comment on that, but all of you are luckier than me. You are able to learn that. But struggling for the first job, this is universally applicable. Because you don't have any experience, and that means you are disqualified right from the start. My first job, likewise, I wanted to work in international company when I returned from the UK in the year 1999, and I submit 70 application forms. But finally, only 3 invited me for interview. 2 turned me down. Only 1 accepted me. So this is not straight. Yeah. So my advice would be, first job, don't worry, whichever work offer you a job, you simply work on it. Sometimes it could be small companies, doesn't give you, the reputation in comparison to work for magnificent 7 companies or top car manufacturers of the world. Don't worry. First job is the extended version of your university. First job does not define your final chapter. First job is one of the stepping stones of your life. Without going for the first job, whichever it is, you will never grow to the second and third steps. I see many people, they started their first job with a very small companies. Some of them never, no longer existed in the world. But this is the first one. And sometimes if you look at the marathon, those who started first beautifully doesn't mean they are the first finisher. So whichever job, small company is fine, lower salary is fine, it's the first step. If you enter there, sometimes you might go into responsibility that you don't like. Go there and learn. Very first company that I work for is like the mirror, that I can see myself better. If you don't have that mirror, you would never develop yourself. So first job is always difficult. I can remember I went to several companies, they simply turned me down, and I think, well, I'm the most unwanted person in the world. And I went to have a job interview with another 2 companies. I said, unfortunately, you are too young. You have no experience. The other one said, you are overqualified. So I hate my PhD quite considerably at the time. And finally, I ended up working in a newly established television channel, which means nation channel. By that time, it was simply the starting point. No one watched it. And I didn't want to work in it. But without them, I'm not able to come to today.
Okay.
Don't
We
discourage
are
yourself. That's important. Don't discourage yourself. If you complain, well, I'm so pitiful, no one wants me anymore, and you only ruin yourself, it will come. Especially all of you are privileged people. You have chance to study abroad. You are able to master other languages well. You will never be short of opportunity, but the opportunity that go to you might not be the one that you like. But force yourself to do what you don't like. This is called professionalism.
okay. I feel like that was a great answer to a lot of questions as well. And unfortunately, we are running a little bit out of time, and we might have to end the conversation here. But if there's any last minute things that you would like to say, or any last words that you want to give to, for example, students applying just in general, or just life advice, if you have any words of encouragement that you want to leave as your last moments of now, feel free to share that.
My final remark, mind management. All of you at your age, you are a dreamer. You have many dreams. But what comes next is, of course, Sometimes you have dream fulfillment. Sometimes you might experience disappointment. Sometimes you experience unfairness. This is applicable to every one of us on earth, however wealthy you are, however great you are, however intelligent you are. But finally, you will face disappointment, sometimes betrayal, sometimes unfairness. This is quite normal. Those who climb up into the top of the world, they experience all of these. Successful people are not those who never experience these kind of bad things, but they are those who are able to manage their mind, to remain strong mentally and overcome that and prove to the world that I am great. Mind management, be strong spiritually, and you are able to climb up to the top as you dream. Best wishes for me to all of you here. Wish you a great success into the future and wish you the strength be with you at all times to overcome all the hardship you might face in the future.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Witt, and especially mind management for everybody to keep in mind as well. So I think this will be the end of our session for now, virtually, but if you do want to contact Dr. Witt, I believe we'll be sending out, maybe some contacts for you to reach out or for you if you have any extra questions with him as well. So thank you so much for coming on to this live session. It was
Thank you
super
very much.
wonderful to have you here. I'm very excited now to watch your next episode.
You did a great job, by the way.
I'll be
Congratulations.
staying.
And thank you,
Yeah.
everyone, for being with me for the past 30 minutes. Thank you very much. And Happy
Thank
New
you
Year
so much, Dr.
2026
Witt.
and New York.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And I think after this session, we'll be having other live sessions from companies as well. So please stay tuned for that, whether it's with Lineman, with Top Gun, or whether with Momentum International. So once again, thank you so much, Dr. Witt, and please stay tuned for our live sessions with company speakers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick, the co-director of events for the Association of Thai Students in America for this year. And I would like to welcome you all again to all of our live session events, the best opportunity for you to get to know some of Thailand's top companies. Our first session features Top Gun, who runs Thailand's leading job recruitment site, combining AI and technology with innovative marketing to improve your everyday life, as well as connect you to the best job that suits you. Their interactive sites, including the one that they have created for this very event, allows individuals all over the country to interact with recruiters and easily pursue their dream careers. Top Gun is now currently looking for individuals who excel in accounting, data, software engineering, content creation, marketing, and design to further fulfill their mission of aiding Thailand's next generation to land fulfilling roles in society. Thus, it is my honor to welcome Varis Chanate Papan, Executive Vice President of Top Gun.
Hello, thank you for the warm welcome, Patrick, and greetings to you all from the United States or from other countries. So my name is Varys, and I am the EVP at Top Gun. So you might know us as Job Top Gun, which we are hosting this event together with ATSA. But at the same time, we also do many other businesses. And I think in this live session, I would like to talk to you more about our company. I don't want to spend 20 minutes or 25 minutes talking about, okay, what it's like working at the company, what each job does, the perks, the benefits, but I think I'll spend today's session talking more about our belief, what we believe in, and how that might resonate with you and resonate with your life direction. So today I'll be talking about our belief, our passion, and our dream of innovating a global phenomenon. So before we get into Top Gun, I think it's prudent to maybe talk more about this special or this very important junction in your career, which is most of you guys are people in the third or fourth year of university and about to step forward into your first job, or if you're a graduate student, maybe your second or third job. Nevertheless, this is a very important moment in your life and in your career. As Dr. Witt said in the keynote session prior to this first job or this first step is a fundamental building block in the foundations of our career. This choice will define what happens afterwards and your success after this. So I think it's important that we build the foundation of your career. For me, our career, our work life is not like a ladder. It's not a linear progress where we go from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. Because in real life, you take many detours. You might not walk the conventional path, but you might end up being more successful. So since your career is not a linear path, it is very important you build a very solid foundation, a very solid building block that enables you to exponentially grow throughout your career. Because let's not forget, most of you are 23 or 24, and we work until we are around 60. That's around 30 to 40 years of working, of finding a living, of having to earn an income. And that's a very long time. So in order to live that period of your life well, and in order to have longevity in your career, you must be able to build a very solid building block. So for me, the early year matters the most. That's the first few years of your career. As Dr. Witt said, you might not need to chase the prestige or salary or the most pay in your early years, which for me, the first few years are the most important. It depends on what you want in your career, but if you have a very solid experience, you are able to do a lot in your early years, in your first year or two, you'll be able to connect the dots and use that experience to build greater success. And as a result of all this, environment matters. This is a very important time where you must select or you must decide on which kind of environment you will choose that will propagate your growth and will enable you to advance in your career. The reason I'm talking about all this is because I think you have largely two different choices, and Top Gun belongs in one of two categories. That is, are you going to join the corporate environment? Are you going to climb the corporate ladder, which is a viable choice, and many people live their life that way. I don't think there's any right or wrong in how we choose to advance in our career. A lot of people, a lot of my good friends are in the corporate system. And in corporate environments, you get structure. There are clear processes, clear responsibilities, boundaries. You work with scale, you work with million or billion of dollars of baht in advertising spend, in number of users. And at the end of the day, you hold a very deep specialization. Let me give you an example. Most people in corporate environment, if you are a software engineer, you might own and work on a very specific part of the engineering stack. You might work on this particular feature and work on it for a year or two. That's a very deep level of specialization, and you end up becoming an expert on that very feature, on that very project you are responsible for. And you grow by making more successes, making successful projects, becoming a better expert, and expanding your boundaries. That's the corporate world, and that's a very viable option. But at the same time, the other category are startups. Startup environments, not necessarily startup per se. In startup environments, you get breadth. You get to experience a variety of things, touch multiple functions and systems. At the same time, you are able to become owners or take ownership of a variety of different things, of outcomes, and not just specific tasks or specific projects. In a corporate world, you might be responsible for the outcome of a feature, but in a startup world, you might be responsible for a key performance driver or key cornerstone of your success. You own your outcomes more. And at the same time, you get to learn more. You get to iterate fast, learn many different things. You might do stuff you don't like, but you get to learn and overcome these challenges. So at this stage of your career, you have two options. You have the startup world or the corporate world, which I don't think there are any right or wrong answers. It depends on your personality and what you really want to achieve in your career. But today I'm here to talk about Top Gun. And I think Top Gun belongs in the startup environment kind of category. So I'll be explaining our beliefs, and if you want to work in a high, fast-paced startup, you want to make impact, you want to own your outcomes and explore many different things to build up your own expertise, to build up your own experiences, so that later in your career, you can connect the dots and you can really build up your own competence. And whatever you choose to do later in your career, you can use your own competence and skill to achieve that. This might be the place for you. So before I talk about what we even do, I think it's most important, as I said in the beginning, to talk about our beliefs, our core beliefs. Because in order to join a company, at least for me, you need to believe or you have to have passion in the same things. That's how you create success, and that's how you create legacy. So our vision as a company and as an organization is to help people live better lives through their careers. We are not just talking about our employees, but society as a whole. We want to help people, working people, live better lives. And part of those core supporting beliefs are the fact that we believe that your work is one of the strongest forces shaping human life. That's because you spend the majority of your waking hour working, and that's undeniable as an adult. We wake up in the morning, our 9 to 5, or in most places, maybe you work until 8 p.m., you work until 9 p.m. You spend the majority of your day, the majority of your work, of your life working. So if you have work that fulfills you, that creates synergy with your life, I think we believe that will help people live better lives through their career. And also, growth at work should improve life. Those are our core supporting beliefs. And what does this mean in practice? In practice, this means that we, as a company, want to create real opportunities for people to grow in their career, for people to grow individually as a holistic person, not just through moving jobs, but by improving or by growing as a person. You might know us as JOBTOPGUN, which is a job marketplace. We provide people with jobs, we connect jobs with people so they can find better jobs and at the same time might improve their quality of life through better job opportunities. At the same time, we have many other businesses, as you can see through these logos. Our company name is actually Top Gun Group of Companies, and we, for example, you say HSA is a company review website. We have Super Resume, which you might have briefly used in creating your profile for this virtual career fair. We have a sub as a service for HR, for talent acquisition people. And we also have Billboard Business. So we have a mix of a variety of different products. But at the core belief of all this is that we want to create a positive impact in society. We are not an NGO. We are a profit-taking company, but we want to do so by creating positive impact and help people live better lives. That's not corporate speak, but that governs our decision-making every single day. And as you can see, it will play a role in our roadmap. So how do you work at Top Gun? At Top Gun, if you like to explore multiple domains, if you want to be able to do many things to own the product, own the system, we value people learning new things, doing different things. You might be a UX UI, but you might venture into engineering as well, so you can understand how the engineering team thinks, or you might venture into the product team to understand the product metrics. So we value breadth, not just staying close in your function. At Top Gun, we value learning before comfort. Because in order to learn, in order to create competence, create skill, create experience, we must choose challenges that stretches our capabilities. Challenges and growth does not come easily. It comes through hardship, through persistence, through diligence. And if you like that, if you want to grow, if you want to feel like after a year you have become a much better and much more skilled person, then this might be the place for you. And lastly, we believe in impact over seniority, because that's how we live and how we breathe every day. What matters is your ideas, your competence, your skills. And even if you have worked 20 or 30 years less than some people, if your ideas are better than them, we value that. We value your ideas and your actual execution and outcomes. So that's our core fundamental building blocks of how we work at Top Gun. Very fast-paced. So at Top Gun, if you join us, or if you are interested in a company, you'll be able to work on real work with real impact. As of now, we work with users, job seekers, more than 5 million, around 5.4 million job seekers in Thailand, which is the largest database in Thailand. We work with recruiters from different companies, all the booths in our virtual career fair today. So with this user base and with our target of helping people connect and helping people live better lives, you'll be able to make real impact. You shape direction, but not just shape the direction, you'll be able to execute on your direction, own the outcome, and if it fails, iterate and try to make it successful the next time. You contribute to strategy, own product decisions, and build systems, not features. This means that we are a company full of builders, full of people who likes to own their own processes and not wait for tasks, wait for guidance. So if you like that, you like creating your own future, you like creating your own outcome, this might be the place for you. So at Top Gun, you get exposed mainly to product systems. So you'll be able to design and build end-to-end experiences, whether not just the design, but building, seeing how each dot connects with each other. So even as a salesperson, customer success, you'll be able to see how the product weaves together to create a comprehensive strategy and own that process. You work with Scale, the most high-tech tool, the most cutting-edge tool. You work with Databricks, you work with the best tools because we believe that if you want to create the best success, you would also need the best aid and the best equipment to create a success. And at the same time, the core of our belief this year is that you'll be able to create platform and communities. Right now, we are just a job marketplace. We are a marketplace that helps people find jobs and help recruiters find the right people. But we want to be more than that, and I'll explain that to you. But we want to create platforms and communities to connect people and really tap into that potential. When two people talk to each other, that creates so much possibilities. So in 2026, like I have mentioned before, we want to move away from being just a recruitment company. Because as a recruitment companies, we're just connecting candidates to opportunities. But as you know, as our mission say, your career is much more than just changing jobs. It's about growing as a person, growing as an employee, growing your skill set, growing your competence. So we want to create some sort of platform that supports ongoing development, that supports lifelong learning, and enables you to continually grow and be with us throughout your entire career. And that leads into a career and life ecosystem that enables continuous growth and connections. Why does ecosystem matter? That's because careers are built between jobs, not only during them. At the end of the day, our career is based on who we know, our experiences interacting with them, whether they are your mentors, your alumni, your superiors, your subordinates. Ecosystem matters. And if we are able to connect people together, that will create a massive amount of potential and massive amount of value for our users. So this year and in the coming years, we're building a platform, or we are trying to connect these three stakeholders. We are trying to connect alumni so that we can grow and give back to the alumni community, to universities. We're trying to connect students with alumni, students starting their career journeys. If you're able to connect with the right alumni, the right mentors, you will have someone to rely on, someone to give you advice, and at the same time also connect you with employers. So this is just a rudimentary concept, but we want to create connection, create interconnection between all parties that matters in your work life and in your career. And this is the next step as a job marketplace, which is to create long-lasting value throughout your entire career. So our 2026 milestone. So this month we're actually, for those people, we actually had some people joining us through virtual career fair last year. So we have been working on the new Super Resume and JOBTOPGUN, which you have had a taste building your profile, doing your hobby analysis, doing your strength analysis. So we're launching that this month and launching the new JOBTOPGUN app in February. So this year will be a very exciting year, whether you want to join as a full-time capacity or as an intern, because it'll be a year of creating creative marketing campaigns, creating go-to-market strategy, acquisition, scaling, but also working on new products, working on the community platform, working on how we will connect alumni with students. So this year as a theme is about go-to-market, and it's also about innovating new products. So if that sounds exciting to you, I think you will really enjoy what we are going to do in 2026. So before we finish, I don't think the company suits or answers everyone's needs. I think, as I mentioned in the beginning when I was talking about the corporate ladder or startup environments, different people have different needs. Someone who drives here might not drive elsewhere, or someone who drives elsewhere might not drive at Top Gun. So the question is, what kind of people drives here? I think you drive here if you are a fast learner. You like to learn. You don't like to stay in your own shell, to stay in your own function, but you like to explore and grow across multiple domains. If that sounds exciting to you, there's so much fun to be had here. You drive here if you like real ownership. If you take ownership for your outcomes, your projects, not just doing what people tell you, but to to take initiative, to transfer ownership into initiative, and to have the courage to take those initiative and bring it to life. We need people who can push, who are not passive, and who can create new innovations, because that's how you create a dent in the universe, and that's how you create new innovation and make impact across communities by building new stuff. So if you join here, you'll be able to build on your foundation by maximizing learning speed. You'll be able to rotate through many different tasks depending on how the world changed, so that you build your competence over your first few years. I was talking with my friend the other day who is a manager at Amazon in the US working on autonomous driving. He says he likes to hire people who have worked in a startup capacity for a few years, because those people have more experiences to them. They have tried many different things. They have failed, but at the same time, they have a breadth of experience. They can connect the dots and they can do stuff on their own. So if you join Top Gun, you will learn at a very fast speed, and you'll be able to try many different things, building your competencies and your skills towards what you might want to move on in the future in 3 or 4 years. You will be able to grow the fastest because you'll be able to take ownership. You care deeply for your own work, and you see the system, especially you see how all the pieces connect together to create a whole. And that will be very, very useful in your career. And before I talk about the opportunities at Top Gun, I think what matters the most here for me is passion. Passion is not interest. It's not, oh, I like to do this. But passion is interest which is honed through difficulties. Because you have to go through hardship, you need to have persistence. You have to rise through difficulties. And through that, you hone your passion. And your passion becomes who you are. If you have passion at Top Gun, you'll be able to create your own legacy, to create your own outcomes, and to really innovate. Through persistence, through judgment, through self-direction, you'll be able to hone your passion into successful projects. So last but not least, it depends on what you want in your life. Do you want known path, predictable growth, climbing the corporate ladder, or you want high growth, risk, you want some adrenaline in your life, you want a sense of camaraderie? If you want growth and you like that fast-paced action, I think Top Gun is a very good place for you. We have around 100 people in our company, around 80 to 100 people in our company. Very flexible. I think it's a very good size. We move very fast. We have a great community. All of us are a family here. So if you like this kind of stuff, then this might be the place for you. So you can visit our booth to learn more about the community, to learn more about the company culture. But if this belief resonates with you, we would love to learn more, and we would love to connect with you. We have many different positions open this year, such as in technology and product, software engineering, data scientist, UX/UI designer, product manager, in business strategy, in business development, or in go-to-market, in being a key account, or as a management trainee in marketing. So we have a variety of different roles you can work with us, but at the end of the day, these roles are also blurred. In our work nowadays, it's very difficult to define job functions. Some of my product managers can code, they can design, and because through connecting those dots, that's how you create innovation. So if you would love to work with us, you can scan this QR code to go directly to our booth in the virtual career fair. And you can also sign up for one-on-one sessions with our recruiters to learn more about the company. So that's it for our session today. And I would like to open the floor for Q&A.
Thank you so much, Kunvaris, for your insights today, and thank you, JobTopGun, for being here. We have a bit of time left to go over some Q&A questions that people have dropped in the section. I'll ask you, Kunvaris, some of the questions, and maybe you can give us some more insights on JobTopGun and what you guys offer. One of the questions says, are there roles or internships suitable for students or fresh grads, and how do those roles vary?
Okay, so we have roles for both for interns and for fresh grad, and even if we don't have the roles you are seeking for posted in the booth, you can email or you can apply for any role because there's probably something you can do that matches what you want to do. So to address your question, is it suitable for fresh grad and for interns? I think yes. So we have a lot of people who join us as a first job and have been here for 3 or 4 years. And we have interns every year. But I think it's not about we don't really care if you have had expertise in this area before because everything in life and everything you're curious about learning. For example, last year we had agentic AI, we had multi-agent workflows. Those are things people or even experienced professionals have never worked on before. And I think that's a trend. Our world is changing so fast that you have to constantly learn, constantly grow on a job. So I think the most important thing is your mindset and your perception. If you are a willing learner, you you have passion, you have your own belief, you're willing to put in the hard work to learn new things, to fail, but also to pick yourself back up, to read, to ask people so that you become a better expert at what you're doing at that point in time. I think you'll be a perfect fit because every day is about learning. I'm still learning new things every day. For example, even me, like we want to build this thing. How do we build it? You would have to learn, you have to do research. So I think sometimes as a fresh grad, we feel we feel the imposter syndrome. We feel like we don't know enough. But I would say most people working 5 or 10 years before you don't really also know what's going on nowadays. So it's all about your perception. Yeah.
We have another question here who says, I'm a computer science student graduating this May. What is the criteria for choosing a candidate for the job? I'm assuming a tech job.
Okay, so for tech jobs and for most jobs, so there's basically two things we value. Number one is we value your belief and your behavior interview. So in most companies, they might ask, okay, how do you work with this people? Like, what do you value? Stuff like that. But we actually really pay attention to that. If you join one of our interviews, we'll ask you, what do you like to do in your life, your lifestyle? Like, what's your favorite hobby? Because as you can see from the hobby assessment, your lifestyle, what you like to do, also reflect you as a person. And at the end of the day, it's who you are as a person who's working. So one of the things we are looking for is who are you? Like, what do you like? What's your belief? What's your goal in life? Or what do you like to do? Why do you like this? What's your passion? I think that's a very important part of making sure we are aligned on a personality, on our perception level, and also to make sure you fit in with the company culture. But specifically for a tech role, we also have technical interviews for all our interns and full-time positions. We also have some part-time engineers. We also do technical interviews for part-time engineers. But our technical engineers are not just like coding. We place more importance in critical thinking, in solving questions, in communication. So our technical interview is very interactive. You might get a problem statement, and we'll ask you to reason your way through how you would approach this problem, maybe code out some of your logic, and explain to us how you would maybe optimize this, or what if you do it this way or that way. So we don't really value, okay, you have to write this so fast, so perfect. We value the thinking behind how you approach different things in life, your logic, your common sense. So that's mainly for tech roles, which we have technical interviews. In other roles, we don't have a very rigorous technical interview, but we place more of an emphasis on behavioral and on personality.
All right, I think we have about 5 minutes left for one more question. Do you have any advice for non-Thai candidates who want to enter the junior or full-time roles? What skills or experience can help them stand out from other people? And is proficiency in the Thai language required for work at JobTopGun?
So we don't have that many foreigners here, to be honest, but so So the main language we use at work is mainly Thai, although some groups of the company or some teams work primarily in English. So it really depends on the team culture. But at the same time, if you can only, we have had cases in the past, if you can speak English, everyone in the company, we're all a family, we're willing to speak English with you, or to work in English, or to converse in English or other languages, because we are a very friendly company. So in order to be successful as a Thai or non-Thai candidate, I think it's just, as I said before, being open-minded. I don't think nowadays language is a barrier. The translation apps,
Mhm.
ChatGPT, they can translate, talk in so many different language. Especially nowadays, language is not really a barrier. It's about your thought and it's about how you convey them. So if you have good thought, if you have good attitude, even if it will be more of a difficulty conversing, everyone will be willing to converse or will be willing to work with you. So I think it depends on a case by case basis, and I think it depends more on you as a person rather than what language you speak. And if you're willing to adapt, and we are willing to adapt.
Incredible, incredible answer. Thank you again, Kunvaris, for coming on here, and thank you all for attending this company's live session. Again, if you're interested in working with or working for Top Gun, please remember to scan the QR code. We will also be providing the communication and all the contact information for Kunvaris later on. Once again, thank you all for attending. Thank you, Kunvaris, again for coming here to spread your insights. That will conclude our live session with Top Gun. Please join us again at 10:20 for our live session with Lumentum.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, to our second live session. Our next featured company, Lumentum, is currently striving to illuminate the path for advanced networking around the world. Lumentum specializes in optical and photonic technologies for cloud networking, telecommunications, 3D sensing, lasers, as well as world-class manufacturing to increase digital connection and global connectivity. By enabling and bettering photonic technologies, Lumentum has allowed for the world to keep up with the accelerating need for AI and its capabilities to move data quickly and safely. With heavy emphasis on supplier quality engineering, those pursuing or graduates of STEM and engineering majors can join Lumentum in their Thailand headquarters in order to enable a connected world through development of advanced technologies. To talk more about the company's vision, it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Prong Gongsup Senior Director and Chief of Staff and External Affairs at Lumentum International, Thailand.
โอเคครับ สวัสดีครับ so can you hear me well okay
Yes, we can.
so we can start so that I'm very happy to join the sessions and my name is Prong Kongsapto. I'm the Chief of Staff of the Lumentum International Thailand. We are the part of the corporate company which is named Lumentum. I would like to walk you through a couple of the slides and also to introduce you all that what we are doing and who are we. And this is going to be a very interesting and maybe you're not yet aware of we have this the high-tech company in Thailand as well. Okay, let me share the slides and then stop me at any time that I just want to check a couple of things before we start. Okay, can you see my slide well?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Okay, so we are the company named Lumentum, and by itself, the name Lumen is mean light, and tums or mentum is come from momentums. So it is a combination of the words lumens and momentums, which is now we tell by ourselves that by the name itself, we work on the light or the light technologies. Okay. Give you the overall perspective that who are we? We are in the photonic industry. Okay, so this could be the new word for you or some of you as well. But from the engineering point of view, maybe you are aware of this word, right? We are the photonic components and module supplier. In other words, we are the photonic company, not electronic. Even though we use a lot of electronics, but we are the photonic, which is the next generation of the world, I could say, right? Our fiscal year revenue, which is around 1.65 billions. We have the total 11,000 employees worldwide, and we hold 2,100 patents. We are leaderships in the telecommunication. I will walk you through that what kind of product we are doing, but believe it or not, we are a lot of the telecommunication and a lot of the electronic applications now based upon the photonic rather than electronics, right? The picture you see here is our headquarter. Our headquarter is in San Jose, California. Photonic has been existed in many areas right now. Photonic is about light. I will walk you through briefly where we are. In the DNA sequencing and also any kind of the biodetecting analysis, they also use a lot of the photonics. When we want to go to the mobile phone for cutting, when you do the curvatures, the screen, all of them also have to use the laser to do that. Of course, cloud and data center AI is built around the photonic right now. We will talk more about those. Anything about the telecommunication and the streaming, high definition, 4K, 8K, the backbone of those is the photonic as well, including the 5G, then the laser cutting. I will go to the right now. Electrical vehicle, you might ask that where it is. We see a lot of those in the engine when it used to be electronics, but now they change to be the photonic because the electronic has been sensitive to electromagnetics, but photonic or the light is not affected by anything. We use it for the biometric security. When you use the iPhone, when you put it into your front, that is the laser scanning. It's not the optics, it's the photonics, the laser scanning, and many more. But I want to emphasize more that in the world, the photonic now is exploding. It end-to-end cloud and networking leaderships in our sense is where we are in now, and we are exponentially increased. Take a look from the left-hand side. You can see that data center and AI. Nowadays, data center and AI that we see that is keep growing a lot. Actually, inside them, they use a lot of the photonic devices. Right? When they connect the data together, they connect using the light. The light have a benefit that they have higher bandwidth to carry more data, and they use less power. So they use a lot of the photonics in there. Right? Also, when you look into the network, when we connect all the telecommunication together, you can see that 99% of the data in the world, which is connect between continents, is go through the subsea or underwater cable. So that is the photonic in there. We use a lot in the metro. We use a lot in the connection of the network, the backbone. If in Thailand, if you ask about the operator like AIS, you ask about the operator like True DTAC and all of those. Behind those, there has another network. Network is like the company, for example, like the Nokia, Siemens, or all of those. But inside those, they use the photonics a lot as well, and we provide to those companies. In addition to the telecommunication, the photonic also used in industrial applications. I mentioned earlier the security, to scanning your face. Now they use the laser technologies. Automotive, they use LiDAR. LiDAR is also the laser technologies. In the warehouse, in the AR, VR, in microelectronic, when we do the cutting, when we do inspection, they also use the microelectronics, including the industrial IoT. So we are in the new wave of the technology when using that light. Just to specifically for the AI world, well, now we talk a lot about the AI, but behind the engine of AI, there are a lot of the computational. And the challenge from the computational is that they consume a lot of power. So the challenge for the data center and the AI center is that they need to improve the power efficiency. The key is they need to use the lower power per bits of data and be able to increase the scale of the AI, don't use too much power, and then that is why they use a lot of the photonic device. So nowadays, we have a lot of the product that we produce go into the data center. Either inside data center is on the top, so I don't go into the detail, but they use a lot in the data center. And also to connect between the data center to the communication network, which is outside the data center. So we provide all of those as a Lumentum. You can see that this is the growth of the photonics into the AI markets. In the next 5 years, you see that 25% of the cumulative growth from $10 billion to be more than $30 billion. This is not about the AI. This is about the photonic to serve the AI itself. Right? There are a lot of the programs we are working on. So Lumentum is in the positions that is in a very good position for growth of the industry, the new industry to come. Talk about ourselves. Right? Lumentum is the multinational companies. Our headquarters is in California. We have a couple of the locations in California. We also have some of the office in Texas. We also have another big facility in Ottawa, Canada. In Europe, we also have the wafer fab in Caswell. We also have office in Switzerland, in Slovenia, and in Milan, Italy. And in Asia Pacific, there are a lot of activity in Asia Pacific for Lumentum, but I want to highlight a few of those. There are a couple of the factories and office in China and Hong Kong. We have a couple of the wafer fabs in Japan. And also at the same time, we are heavily factory in Pathum Thani, which is we are in now. I will talk to you about those. That is where I'm working from. at this size. Among all of this, you talk about 100,000 people. Just to give you information first, at this location alone for Pathum Thani, or in other words, in Thailand, we are about 6,000 people. So it is more than 50% of population of Lumentum is located in Thailand. The fab itself, we have 3 locations. In San Jose, 2 fabs. In England, we have 1 fabs in Caswell, which is close to Northampton. And we have 2 fabs in Japan, close to Tokyo. One in Sagamihara, another one is Takeo in Japan. This is the leadership of Lumentum. We have Mr. Michael Huston, he's the president and CEO. The CFO and the president of the global business unit, and you can see that we have cell transformation, the fab operations, the factories, and also the other function. Right? So, as the Lumentum Thailand, we are under the senior vice president of factories, KW Hu. Actually, he is located in Thailand as well. So this is the Thailand side, also report to him. So now I switch gear a bit to Lumentum Navanakon, or we call it Lumentum Thailand. Okay. Lumentum Thailand as part of Lumentum factories. Right? When we Lumentum factories, we are 3 locations for Lumentum factories. We have 2 sites in Dongguan, China, and in Futian, China. Futian is close to Shenzhen, I put this way, right? But the largest one is in Thailand at Navanakon Industrial Estate. Right? We have about 480,000 square feet. So it's quite huge facility for the clean room. If you know the size in Thai, I think that the whole land is about 99 right. It's about 99 right. It's about 14 acre or 15 hectares, not acre, but hectares. Right? And we do a lot of the product here. 6,000 people live and work here in the Lumentum Navanakon. Of course, that we also have our sister or alliance. We use the contract manufacturing to help in some of the product. Our product also, some of our product built in Fabinet, Thailand, Star Micro, Thailand, Semina, Thailand, Venture in Penang, and Amatron in Philippines. So you look at the footprints in terms of the factories. We have 2 in China, 1 in the largest one in Thailand, and we have 5 at the contract manufacturing. History of Navanakon, or this site has been set up in 2017. Okay, it's a greenfield setup. Right? I joined the company in 2018. Right? I come from semiconductor. I go to the photonic industry. We start small. When I joined the company, we have about 200 or 300 people, and we keep growing. So you can take a look at the first 2 or 3 years. We grow very fast. We grow from a couple hundreds to be 1,700 until 2019. Our charter at that time is we transferred the operation line that used to build in one of the contract manufacturing in China back into Thailand in-house. After that, we keep growing. Right? We keep growing, we keep expanding. I will show you that how we expand. And right now, we have about close to 6,000. Right? That's data is in October, but right now is in January, we close to 6,000. And Lumentum Navanakon or Lumentum Thailand is the flagships for the manufacturing for Lumentum worldwide. Even though we only 8-year history in Thailand, but we got a very high recognition from the country. Her Royal Highness Princess Mahajagdi Sirinthorn visit us 3 times. She visit us in August 2018. That then we have the grand opening. She also visit us in 2020 as a private visit to look into the technology of the photonics, because she realized that the photonics is the next generations for the technologies. She came back again in 2023 when we expand the size so that we start to have R&D activity in Thailand. Just to let you know, we also have some R&D activity in Thailand as well. Last year, the Ministry of Industry and the governor also visiting us. They have the big kickoff Photonic is now part of the national strategies. Maybe you heard about the national strategy about semiconductor and advanced electronics, right? They will just set it up and they just have the paveway. Photonic as part of that strategies. So the government and the ministry also give a lot of the focus in this industry. The company has been recognized by the Ministry of Industry. We got 3 awards, which is the best in the quality management, best in the productivity, best in innovations from the Prime Minister. We have many of the ministers visit the sites. We very closely work with the Thai government, the BOI or any kind of officer, so that we build the ecosystem. We work closely with the universities so that we can bring in the new student. We can also collaborate with the professor, and we have a lot of program with the professor in the university right now. The whole thing that you see in this picture is the portfolio of the product. Like, I don't go into detail, but like I mentioned earlier, this product go into the data center, the AI, the telecommunication. There are multiple layers of those one. The one that I put the pink box in there is built here, built in Navanakon. So if you love the challenge jobs, we have multiple products to work with. Start from the huge product like the industrial laser cutting until very small one that go into the co-packaging officer of the co-packaging optical of the AI. You can also enjoy working in Lumentum. One of the things I would like to put here first, that I will show you the picture how we live as the manufacturing, high-tech manufacturing in Thailand later in the presentations. Okay. Look at the size. We have close to 6,000 people. Production people, which is operators and technicians who work in the production, is account for 5,000 people. The rest, about 800 people, could be 600 is the engineering, another 200 is the officer, could be finance, HR, production control, the program management. But if you take a look at the number of engineers, we need a lot of engineers. At this time, we have about 600 people, 600 engineers that we work in this size, and we want to grow more. We want to have more engineers. Our people have 72% of our engineering have more than 10-year experiences, but yet we would like to get the new graduate to join us. One of the things that we do very well is the diversity. Lumentum Thailand leadership, which is the manager ups, almost 50% of our managers is women. So we have the right mix of women and men in organization. This is diversity that we have. And if you look at the age of the employee, you can see that we have a variety of the age that we have, right? So a lot of our engineering hold a bachelor degree, about close to 30% is the master plus the doctoral degrees. We are growing the size. The size is going to grow more than 6,000 this year if you go to this one. And you can see more that this is typical in Thailand. For operator who work in the factories, majority will be the women. For technician who work in the factories, also majority will be the men. And for the professionals, half. We certify everything, even though it's only 8 years. We certify for ISO 9000, TL 9000 for telecommunication, 14,000 for environmental, 45,000 for health and safety, ESD, RBA for the corporate social responsibility, greenhouse gas, ISO security, information security, and also we also certify for the 50,000, which is the energy management system. This is the bird eye view of the size, 99 right or 15.8 hectares, right? So in Navanakon Industrial Estate. So you can see that we have 11 buildings in this size. It's very huge. Another look at the size. The one that you see here is the brand new one, the now building 5. It's a 3-story building that we are going to use for the cloud and AI, the booming products that are going to go to this mass production. N1, N2 also, this is the existing telecommunication. So this is how we are landing ourselves into the sites. Right? One of the things I would like to highlight as well is we have the labs, the analysis lab, we call metrology lab. So if anyone who enjoys scientific like physics, student or chemistry scientists who work in the labs. We have the state-of-the-art laboratories. We have the SAM, SIMS, FTAI, and we are in collaborate with the national lab, which is the NECTEC or the NASDAR, so that we can have the access all the time. We also have reliability labs who operate here. Both labs, we have both the high caliber scientists and advanced technologies or advanced equipment who work in that area. And it operates 24 hours, 7 days to support. Of course, we are the big company, but the other side I would like to reflect back is that we have 6,000 come together. It's not only come to work. We want to promote the best place to work as well. Similar to the university, we have a lot of the clubs that you can join. Music club, running club, basketball club, yoga, volunteer club, sepak takraw, football clubs. So you have the clubs that you can enjoy. I have activity, we show some activity. We have fun run in the size because if you run around the factory, 2 rounds is about 5 kilometers. 3 rounds is like 7.5 kilometers. Right? We have the futsal tournament. We have badminton. We celebrate the Loi Krathong activities. We celebrate the New Year and other activities. So we know how to balance between work hard and also play hard. Right? So this is our culture that we have. I have a few more minutes, but I would like to walk you through our working environment, so you know exactly that if you come and join Lumentum, whether or not Lumentum corporate or Lumentum in Thailand, there are a lot of activity we are having. We start to hire a lot of engineers, a lot of professional finance, the planning team, the IE, the industrial engineer, including the HR, all of those. We hire all the positions. You know that if you want to work in Lumentum Thailand, how it look like. I don't want to show the video because it could be the bandwidth issue that may have with you, but show you the pictures. This is the bird eye view of the size. The one that here, this is where we are. We have 2 locations. Okay. This is the one of the building. This is one of the office building that we have. Okay, this is the lobbies. If you walk into the lobbies of the factories, this is what you are going to see. We have the big training rooms, and then they occupy a lot. We train our new employees, our new operator, about 100 to 200 people per week, go to the training programs. This is a canteen. Okay, very cheap food, very good food, healthy food, operate 24 hours. So there's nothing you can ask for. You're cheap, available all the times, and they can accommodate 1,500 people. This is a clean room environment, okay? If you want to work as the scientist, or a lot of people see the clean room that they work in as a high-tech company, this is the working environment. The one who wear the blue clean room suit, jumpsuit here, that is an engineer, okay? Just to let you know, you come here, you will work in this kind of environment as an engineer and as the operations, okay? We work with a lot of the high technology, robotics, and all of those. We need a lot of the technical or deep technical backgrounds. Another environment of the working in the laser, high power laser. We also have the training room. Our training is based upon the workshop. We do a lot of the workshop for the improvement. So these are they call Kaizen rooms. And this is the party times. We have a lot of the event. This is kind of the New Year celebration that we have. So we have the live music go on the side. And that is all about Lumentum. Hopefully that you can know more about our companies. You understand more about the Lumentums. If you want to join the high-tech company, fun to work, learn a lot, Lumentum could be the dream job for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prong, for your insights today. And thank you for Lumentum for being here, as well as in the convention hall. If you are interested, let me tell you again that they are in the convention hall for the HR booths as well. We have a couple of questions here in the Q&A section. The first question goes, what types of engineering or technical roles are most common for fresh graduates at Lumentum or interns?
For intern or for the new grad?
Let's start with interns.
Okay. The ideal, the one that we would like to get is the photonic engineer. And I beg you all, because I know that there is not much in Thailand. We know that a lot of professionals worldwide as a Thai who work in photonics. If you are the photonics majors, definitely you're in. Right. Then electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, computer engineers, industrial engineer, we all welcoming. Right. We have the way to convert to be the photonic engineer as well. Physicists also welcome. Scientists also welcome in these facilities.
What about for fresh graduates? What majors or specialties do you mostly see in your early employees?
The similar, the one that I tell you about.
Similar.
Electrical, industrial engineer, mechanical, definitely photonic. I could put guarantee that if you have the photonic degree, we will get you. Definitely. Then electrical and something else, we will have way to lead you to the photonics if you have a very good background. But all kind of engineering, we are accepted.
Awesome. We have another question here. What kind of training or support does Lumentum provide for their new employees or for their interns?
Okay. Very good questions. I think because we know that this is the new industry for us. We has been in cooperation with Chulalongkorn, right? We already complete the certification programs, which is the introductions to photonics level and intermediate level for the photonics. It is the 24-hour courses. In the next month, it's going to be available openly to anyone who want to join to the photonic. It doesn't matter that work for Lumentum or not, right? It open for the Thai people to know about photonics. But definitely, if you join companies, if you don't have that knowledge before, definitely you will go to that path to upgrade or upskill yourself. If you are be able to go to that class, get certificate, you can bring that to us as well. Okay, that kind of technical training. We also have the manufacturing training, which is like something that we will teach you over the times. We have the improvement training, which is more like Toyota production system kind of the training to do the Kaizen. We also do that doing by learning by doing. And the last piece is that after joining the company, there are a lot of the program that you have to go into maybe our office in US, our office in Ottawa, our R&D in Japan or in China to learn the new technology and come back. So there are multiple way that we can train you.
Understood. So Lumentum does provide a whole lot of opportunities for interns to not only get used to the working environment, but help them grow as individuals as well.
Okay. Yes, exactly. I see another question that where you can look for the jobs, right? Of course, we have to go to the JOBTOPGUN definitely at the channels. But if you want to see how it's growing the overall, worldwideweblumentum.com, there are the portion of the career. You can see all the jobs, but that is worldwide.
We also have one question that says, what advice would you give students who not only want to intern at Lumentum, but build a long-term career at Lumentum as well?
Okay. You come in contact with us, right? First, if you're interested. First, if you are the intern, we are going to have a very, very serious intern program right now. In the past, it's internship general, like the other company. But now we are going to launch the new serious internship programs. And in that internship programs, some of them going to be high. This is committed from the company. And at the same time, maybe you are in I should put that further advanced in your career, you go into the graduate school. If you're interested in photonics area, you can start to contact with us. Maybe we can co-research together, collaborate together, right? And give us opportunity to see you, to know you. And if we have some event, let's say we have some talk, we have some of the event, you just participate, right? By the time that you graduate and you want to join the company, you know about us already. So that is another opportunity. And in addition, even though you work for other industry, you go out and therefore, I come from semiconductor, you go for semiconductor, but if you want to convert yourself into photonics, we have the way to help you to convert as well. Contact us.
Yeah. What would be the main points of contact, or where do you think it's best to contact Lumentum for such opportunities?
Okay. There are two channels, right? Of course, one of them is go to the lumentum.com. There are the carrier, and then you can look at those, right? I think you can drop the email to our recruit. I don't know whether our recruit have joined this year. Maybe you can drop the email that you can have direct contacts to they call it ourselves called talent acquisitions. You can connect to them as well to maybe to ask for information. Maybe you are in town, you want to take a look, contact us.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for answering your questions, and thank you, Lumentum and Dr. Prong, again for being here. We are unfortunately out of time. Once again, if you have any further questions, Lumentum will be in the convention hall. Their HR representatives will be in the convention hall. So if you have any questions for Lumentum, please feel free to enter the convention hall and chat with their HR representatives. Once again, Dr. Prong, thank you so much for spreading a bunch of your insights here, and thank you for answering a bunch of our questions. And again, thank you all of you so much for joining for our second live session. We will go for a short break, and we will see you again at 11:05 for Lineman Wong Nai.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, welcome back. We're here a little earlier than expected. Thank you so much, Lineman Wong Nai, for being here. Our final company, of course, Lineman Wong Nai, is one of Thailand's largest and leading businesses dedicated to services that allow the people of Thailand to live more efficient, lives, as well as cementing a digital presence. You all might know them and use their services, Lineman and Lineman Rider for food delivery, as well as Wongnai Merchant for research for restaurant and business searching. Through their innovative and industry-changing applications, Lineman has shifted the lives of Thai people and continues to make waves to make our lives more efficient. Today, Lineman Wongnai aims to complete its vision of a digitalized Thailand, bringing Thailand's businesses together into an interconnected web and digitized world through on-demand services, merchant digital solutions, and financial services. To talk about the company's vision, I am honored to welcome Mr. Kev Ivan Bautista, Head of People and Talent at Lineman Wongnai.
All right. Thank you for that introduction, Patrick. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfectly. Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right. So hi, everyone. Good morning. And thank you for having me today. Really excited to walk you through a quick introduction about Lineman Wongnai. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can all see your screen.
Okay, perfect. All right. So first of all, my name is Kev, and I am the head of people and talent here at Lineman Wongnai. And for those who actually don't know yet, Lineman Wongnai is one of Thailand's leading tech platforms, building services that support the everyday life of people. So that is from food delivery, transport, that includes merchant tools and also digital payments. And in the next few minutes, I'll be walking you through who we are as a company, how we've actually grown over time, and what's the impact that we've actually created across Thailand for our users, for merchants, for the riders, and also the overall digital economy. All right, so before we actually jump into the products, I want to give a bit of background on what Lineman Wongnai is at its core. So some of you may actually have the app installed in your phones already, but we're not just an app. We are actually an ecosystem that connects people, local businesses, service partners across Thailand. So everything that we actually do is built around making life more convenient and also helping local businesses grow through digital technology. All right. So our mission is quite simple, but it's actually also big, which is to digitalize Thailand. What that means is that with millions of users, stores, riders, and also drivers, we are in a position where we can actually make real impact, not just in cities in Thailand, but also nationwide. So what we focus on is helping people live better with also kind of bringing or building that strong digital infrastructure. And one of the most important parts of that mission is basically bringing millions of local businesses into the digital world and helping them grow sustainably. Right. So let me share with you a quick background of how our company, Lineman Wongnai, became what it is today. So as you can see from the timeline, Wongnai actually started back in July 2010. And it was founded by 4 engineering friends from Chulalongkorn University. So one of them is our current CEO, Konyod. He then was studying in the US, and he, regularly used Yelp all the time to find great places to eat. And he actually realized Thailand didn't really have something like that similar before. So that was the starting point of how he came about this idea. So the first year was not easy at all. There were not many restaurants in the database. Reviews were very limited, and honestly, it was actually very hard to attract users in the beginning. But things changed massively around 2012. That's when smartphones started becoming really common in Thailand. Wongnai grew very quickly during that time, and it actually became one of the fastest growing Thai startups at the time. All right, and then in 2013, around 2014, Wongnai raised Series A funding from Recruit in Japan. So the user base actually grew from thousands to millions, and Wongnai became a platform that a lot of people genuinely trusted when it comes to food discovery. at that time, Wang Nai was expanding beyond Bangkok, and we started building more lifestyle services. As you can see, beauty, cooking, and travel. And around the same time, Line Man launched in 2016, which was actually built by Thai team under Line Thailand, focusing on on-demand service. So I think we consider one of the biggest milestone was back in 2020 when two officially merged and became Lineman Wong Nai with a shared goal of actually building Thailand's service platform, not just on food delivery. So from there, we have expanded and we did it very fast. Food delivery reached 77 provinces. And in 2022, we raised $265 million and we became a unicorn. So then in 2023, we basically strengthened our ecosystem even more, acquiring Food Story for POS and also one of the majority stakeholders of LinePay. All right, this slide shows our ecosystem and how it's being structured. So what's important here is that these are not separate businesses. They actually strengthen each other. So on the lower left side, we have the on-demand services, or internally we call them ODS. This is basically the customer-facing side of the business, like food delivery, Mart, and then we have Messenger, and we have ride services. Second, we have the merchant digital solutions on your right side, lower right side, where we support businesses with tools like POS, back office management, marketing solutions. And this is actually a big differentiator because we're not only helping merchants get orders, but we're also helping them run smarter operations. And the third part is the payment and financial products, which basically ties everything together. Payments makes the experience for customers, but it actually helps merchants manage transactions and also opens up opportunities for deeper products. All right, now that you have seen the big picture, let me go ahead and walk you through quickly about our key product portfolio. Starting from the user side, then we dive into the merchant solutions, and then we go with payments so that we can give you a clear view of how our ecosystem works end to end and why we're able to scale strongly into multiple categories. All right. So on the customer side, we support the everyday needs through a few main services. First one is on-demand commerce. That's the food and grocery that's delivered on time. We also have the messenger service for parcel delivery and also transportation to help people commute on demand. And across Lineman, we have over 10 million active monthly users and also more than 700K partner users or partner restaurants. And on the Wong Nai app on the right side, we're also a major discovery platform with 14 million monthly unique visitors. And we also have a database of about 1 million restaurants. Right. So beyond the customer or the consumer experience, we also build tools for people who power the ecosystem. So we have dedicated applications for our riders. We have a dedicated application for our drivers. This is to help them work efficiently, of course. And today, we have around 125K active riders and drivers. And on the merchant side, we do support over 700K merchant users through management tools, digital advertising, and also financial services to basically help them grow their businesses. So this is actually more than not just about delivery. Basically, it's mainly about helping the merchants operate and also helping them scale better. All right, so this slide actually shows one of our strongest areas, which is the merchant digital solutions, especially POS or point of sale. We offer the Wong Nai POS and also the Food Story POS, which are a full suite of restaurant management systems. These are also for both delivery and dine-in. So these tools helps the restaurants run their business, like starting from ordering to the inventory to the day-to-day operations. And as you can see, today we have 55K POS users. What that means is that it actually gave us a strong foundation to support merchant beyond just food delivery. Okay. And recently, we've also expanded our digital solutions beyond restaurants with Jera Cloud and Jera Den. So we provide specialized systems for beauty salons, spa, and also dental clinics. The idea is basically the same. We help local service businesses manage their operations more professionally through digital tools. We also help them improve their efficiency and also customer experience. So this is, part of Lyman Wong Nai's long-term goal to bringing more industries into the digital economy. All right. And payments. Payments is also a key part of our ecosystem. Basically, Line Pay, as you can see, is a digital wallet that makes everyday payments easy and secure. So that's for both online and offline. And today we have about 9 million plus registered users. So this, helps us connect transactions across our whole ecosystem. All right. So to give you a sense of our leadership in the market, based on Red Sea analysis, Lineman claims the #1 position in food delivery with 44% transaction share. So what does this mean to us? Basically, this is a reflection of strong user trust, merchant coverage, and also operational strength. And for us, this is a result of consistently investing in service, quality, technology, and also merchant partnership over the years. Let me show you why we're one of the strongest digital platform in Thailand. Of course, not just by having a lot of users, but by having depth across our ecosystem. So on the top part, the on-demand side, we cover 77 provinces, as I mentioned earlier, but we're truly national. It's not limited to Bangkok. We reach 328 districts, meaning we have a strong operational scale as a company. But the bigger proof here, or the bigger point, is on the merchant side as well. #1 POS solutions provider in Thailand with 55,000 POS users, and that actually matters because POS is not a small product. It basically sits at the heart of merchant operations. And what basically is really powerful in this number is our POS support around 23% of Thailand food service volume. That actually shows merchant trust adoption at nationwide scale. So one part that we are really proud of is basically the impact we create through the jobs. And we have about 100K active riders and 25K active drivers, helping create income opportunities nationwide. And as a matter of fact, 50% of the drivers earn the majority of their income through the lineman application. And over 75% of drivers are traditional taxi drivers. So we're not really replacing existing jobs. We are creating more opportunities and better access to customers through technology. Right. Okay, and we also take the rider welfare seriously. As you can see from the presentation, beyond just providing work, we support riders through accident insurance. We support them with health and, of course, wellness support. We do provide them regular skill development and also road safety program. We run community engagement, so we have a team who does that, and also additional support to build strong rider community bonds. So basically, this is more kind of like a long-term partnership rather than considering as a gig or as a gig platform model, as what they call it. Right. So another big reason for our strength is also the restaurant partnership. We work with many of the Thai major restaurant chains. We also have a strong set of exclusive merchants. I'm not going to go one by one, but as you can see from this screen, some of them you can only find online, man. So this basically gives users more choices and help merchants drive more demand through better visibility. And of course, with the platform tools that we provide. And we do collaborate with the government partners to strengthen Thailand's food industry and soft power. So the idea here is to basically elevate Thai food and local businesses, not only through commerce, of course, but also through branding events, broader ecosystem development, and also kind of like building a national digital infrastructure, not just by growing the business. So in August 2023, Lineman acquired RabbitPay shares, and we rebranded it back to LinePay, right? So this was part of this strategic step because it actually allows us to integrate payments more deeply into our ecosystem. So on the next slides, I'll show you the products under LinePay. Okay, so since then, LinePay has basically launched more products to support merchants even more. So for example, we offer EDC machines that support multiple payments methods, and it integrates seamlessly with our POS systems, of course. On the right side, you can see the LinePay QR box, which give instant balance updates with sound notifications. So some of you may have used it. So basically, the idea here is we're making the payments simpler, faster, and also kind of more like merchant friendly. All right, and you can see here an overview of our broader payment ecosystem, starting from EDC, and then you have the QR code solutions to LinePay QR box. And then we have the POS Pay, and of course the order and pay. Again, the goal is to cover different merchant needs, whether it's a small, small business, or let's say a small cafe, a small restaurant, or whether that is a large restaurant or a growing chain, because it actually connects POS and our platform. So the experience become more seamless end to end. All right, now you know more about our products and about our ecosystem. I want to touch a little bit on the people side. We are building one of Thailand's strongest digital workforce. We have about 1,200 or 12,000 plus employees. Out of that 12,000, out of that 1,200, that includes 530 plus engineers and 60 plus data and AI engineers. So we were also recognized as the #1 employer on LinkedIn in 2023, which basically reflects our focus on building strong talent and giving people the opportunity to work on real products, and also products that basically impact millions of people. Yeah. So these are some of the recognitions that we have, received so far. As a Great Place to Work certified company, we were also recognized as one of the most attractive employers in the tech industry. Also ranked among the top companies in Work Venture last year. So basically for us in this company, these are not just awards, but it's basically a reflection of the culture that we are building, or we are trying to build, which includes high ownership. There is also high impact work, and also a workplace where people can basically grow. Right. For those of you who doesn't know, we have a developer center in Chiang Mai, which is part of our long-term investment in building tech talent beyond Bangkok. Basically, this allows us to hire strong local talents, build that strong, engineering community across the company, and basically create a more diverse team across Thailand. So it's another way for us to support the country's digital growth through the people that we hire, and through the people that joins our organization. Right. So quickly touching on AI, AI is a big part of how we improve both the product experience and also our platform quality. So for example, as you can see here, we use AI to drive deeper understanding of restaurants and food. So this helps us in terms of improving the discovery, improving categorization, and of course, recommendation. So we use AI to score and also improve restaurant cover photos, which sounds small, but it actually improves conversion and decision making for user browsers on the platform. Okay, I guess we are down to last few slides. I want to talk a little bit more about our culture here in the company. I think because culture is very important. Culture is not just a word, but it's basically how we work here in the company. It's pretty easy to remember. Our first value is what we call innovate faster. So what does innovate faster means for us? That means that we don't overwait for perfect conditions. We try to move fast. We were taught to learn fast and also iterate. So teams here are basically encouraged to ship, test, and also improved because for us, speed matters in real products. The second one is going deeper. This is one of the values that we really emphasize. And it means that we don't stop at surface level conditions or surface level solutions. So if there is something that's actually broken, we don't just cover that or we just temporarily patch it. We basically ask the reason why it happened, what were the root cause of it, and how we actually want to prevent it in the long term. So it's basically the mindset of strong problem solving and being data driven that we inculcate to our employees. And the last one is respect everyone. This is how we make sure we can grow while staying human. We respect people across the ecosystem. Everyone, co-workers are my colleagues, the merchants, writers, and also users. So generally, this means a collaboration, but also a direct kind of communication and building the products that are basically fair and inclusive. So we move fast, we think deeply, and we treat people well. That's the combination that helps us scale sustainably as a company. Want to touch on a little bit on ESG. We also take this seriously, and we do support eco-friendly features like green packaging. We work with merchants, of course, and writers to support sustainable livelihoods. We do promote equal opportunities and diversity in the workplace. And one example mentioned here is that these efforts are expected to actually cut 4,200 tons of plastic and food waste annually. So we have about 1,300 restaurants who joined the Green Packaging Initiative. Right, and outside of the platform, we support local communities like local farmers. Since 2019, we've been helping local farmers reach more customers. And in 2025, last year, just last year, we actually supported Thai cocoa to become nationally recognized local products. So by connecting the farm to market through research and storytelling, this is an example of how we want to build a long-term impact beyond just food delivery. Okay, so I think I covered pretty much the introduction about who we are as an organization. A little bit touching on the ecosystem, the products. We talk about our core values, culture, and also our ESG participation and programs. So I think this is going to be the last part of my slide. Thank you so much for allowing me to introduce to you Lineman Wong Nai. I think we have a couple of minutes to answer some questions. If you want to know more about our organization, how to join us, please feel free to drop your message. I also would be happy to answer those questions for you.
All right. Hi, my name is Bua here. I have also my colleague here, Patty, which is going to be helping moderating all the questions. So I hope you guys can hear me clearly as I'm actually sharing the same mic with PKF. So we do have a tons of questions here, PKF.
Let's go through it.
One of them, I think these are two questions that regarding more or less hiring for expats. So we have two questions here. I think one is more on the experienced expat. They're asking, like, are there any plans for Lineman Wong Nai to expand our business and hire more experienced expat? That's the first question. And the second question was also like, do we have any plans to hire expat students from Thai universities for, I assume this is for our junior internship programs.
Okay, I think let me address the first question on expat. We basically we are a company that look into the skills, but some of the requirements that we have across the organization requires us to be able to speak in Thai and be able to understand some Thai documents. So for roles that would require the Thai language skills, as long as you can speak Thai or you can write Thai, and if you are able to to meet those requirements, the other minimum requirements for the role, we are open to discussing. that opportunity. So we don't, limit based on the nationality, but of course we are looking more onto the skills of the candidate. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to add on those questions as well, I think of course there are some roles that would require them, and those that are of course less required. So for those ones that don't require Thai, I think we'll also be open to consider expat.
Yeah. Drop us a message. Whoever asked that question, drop us a message so we can discuss further. I think we might be able to give you some advice of which, likely over the past few years of my stay here, which roles are likely requiring the Thai language skills and which roles doesn't require.
All right. The next question we have, this is more or less regarding our junior internship program as well. For interns, what kind of projects or responsibilities are they usually assigned, and do they get opportunities for the hands-on and field-based work?
So for the internship, we do have two kinds of internships. So we have off-cycle, and we have the junior program, which happens, every summer. So junior program, the off-cycle one, there is definitely an opportunity for you to be hands-on, because that program, I would say, is led by your direct manager. So when you are working directly with the business, you have an opportunity to work with a real product. So what we are giving, the challenge that we are giving to our interns, whether you are part of the junior program, off cycle, or the summer internship, these are actually real life, real company scenarios that you're, trying to solve. As a matter of fact, we have a capstone project presentation that happens towards the end of each internship program. So what you are solving in that project presentation are actually real company issues that we need some input and we need help from our interns, and then actually they present that to to their direct managers and even to our management team. The first the session that we have, actually we've learned quite a lot from our interns, and I think there's another perspective that we there's another lens where we find some potential solutions to some of the issues that we are encountering as a company. So definitely the answer is yes. You'll be working on real real life and real company issues.
All right. Thank you, Kev.
Can I add more?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
For the deadline for the junior internship, it will be cut off tomorrow. So if everyone have already prepared your profile, you can submit it in our program as well. I will share you with the link that the opening position that we have open right now in our chat.
Yeah, let me add on to that as well a little bit. Our application, there are multiple questions on them, and I recommend that you spend some time on it, because we do read through all the applications. There are going to be some writings that you would need to also do. So yeah, highly encourage that you prepare some time and not to do it very last minute. Yeah. Okay, then on to the next question, which I think we have already answered, regarding whether we also hire foreigners for our data engineer. Just to recap, as long as the role doesn't require Thai language skills, we'll also consider expats. The next question, not sure if we will be able to answer this, but let's see. From Kun Kantawat he very much admires the idea of Lineman Wong Nai Cloud Kitchen in Hat Yai after the flood. Can I ask if Lineman Wong Nai is now running a CSR team too, and what are the key considerations are to join this role?
We have actually, for the one in Hat Yai, it's not just our CSR team, but we have different multiple teams who are actually working together. So the idea for the different CSR projects that we are doing here, it could be a collaborative projects between HR team, between the PR team, between the marketing team. So basically, our company regularly undertakes activities that support the society, basically Thai society. So these are kind of like broader initiatives and social impact considerations that we're looking at. So I think for us, if you can participate, if you want to, actively join in this kind of CSR projects, you are very much welcome. Wanted to know whether there is a specific, team that you are very interested in joining, because this idea from us is, a collaborative efforts of different teams.
Thank you,ค่ะ
There's a question here, can a fresh grad apply for internship? Yes, of course. Feel free to drop your applications to the link provided by Patty. I think we're running out of time, so maybe we can answer one more question. Which is the best platform to connect with you guys separately regarding the questions that you said you can discuss with us separately? Let me drop. You can drop me an email, or you can drop it to. Maybe I can share on the Q&A. It's gonna be, or maybe you can add me on LinkedIn. I think
Yes.
you can find my name, Kev Bautista, and Lineman. That would probably I will introduce you to my team. If not, my email is Kev. That's KEV.B, and Lineman Wongnai is LMWN.com. Yeah, you can reach me there.
I can spell out.
Yeah, you can.
But yeah.
I guess that would be all the questions that we have for this session this day. All right, so thank you so much for your time. We were actually looking forward to connecting with you online, and hopefully we get a chance to meet you in person, some of you in the future here in the office. Again, I'm going to pass this mic back to Patrick. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Bautista. Thank you, Kun Bua, Kun Patty, for your fantastic insights and how hard you worked answering all these questions. I know there were a lot. Thank you guys so much for sending in all these questions. I'd also like to once again thank you, all our guest speakers today, including our keynote speaker, who have shared incredible insights into various industries with us. Let me remind you that the Virtual Career Fair is not just made up of live sessions. This is an opportunity for you to begin your journey in the workforce and take charge of your own career. So don't forget to enter the convention hall, go visit booths to talk to HR representatives, as well as sign up for one-on-one sessions for more personal conversations. And sometimes companies take those sessions actually as your first interview. So go out there and experience, find your path. I truly wish you the best of luck and hope you fulfill your career goals. With that, I will conclude today's live event for ATSA's Virtual Career Fair 2026. Tomorrow, we will be back with our daily live sessions featuring the companies Abacus Digital, Celestica, and AIS. Thank you all for joining us today. We hope you enjoy the convention hall, and we will see you here tomorrow.